Imagine waking up on election day and discovering that you are running for mayor. You did not announce your candidacy. You did not organize a campaign. You did not make any promises, shake any hands, kiss any babies, or spend any money. In fact, until that morning, you did not know your name was on the ballot. That's what happened to Susanna M. Salter of Argonia, Kansas in 1887. At the time, candidates' names did not have to be announced before Election Day. That created an opportunity for a group of men who opposed women's involvement in politics. They decided to play a prank. They secretly placed Susanna Salter's name on the ballot for mayor. Their plan was simple. She would receive almost no votes. Women would be embarrassed, and everyone would see how ridiculous it was to imagine a woman holding public office. It was, they thought, a very clever political maneuver. It was not. When the polls opened and Susanna discovered that she was a candidate, representatives of the local Republican Party went to her home and asked a fairly important question. If you win, will you serve? Susanna said yes. That one word changed the election. The local Republicans quickly announced their support. Members of the Women's Christian Temperance Union and the Prohibition Party abandoned their original candidates and rallied behind her. The prank candidate had suddenly become the serious candidate. And on April 4th, 1887, the voters of Argonia, Kansas, elected Susanna M. Salter mayor, with more than 2/3 of the vote. Today, we would call that a landslide. The men who put her name on the ballot to humiliate her and anyone else who thought women had a place in politics had accidentally organized one of the most successful campaigns in town history. And Susanna had spent exactly nothing. No campaign headquarters, no television advertisements, no yard signs, no suspiciously enthusiastic social media accounts. She simply agreed to serve, and the people elected her. Susanna Salter became the first woman in the United States to serve as an elected mayor. This happened more than 30 years before the 19th Amendment guaranteed women the right to vote nationwide. She was 27 years old, a wife and a mother. She had given birth to one of her 9 children during her year in office, which probably makes complaining about a busy schedule seem a little weak. Her term was not marked by scandal, chaos, or civic collapse. In fact, nothing especially dramatic happened, and that was important. A newspaper correspondent attended one of her council meetings and reported that she presided with dignity, understood the parliamentary procedure, kept the meeting focused, and stopped irrelevant discussion from interfering with the town's business. In other words, she demonstrated a skill that remains surprisingly rare in government meetings. Susanna served for 1 year and chose not to seek re-election. She was paid $1 for her service. But the importance of her term was much greater than anything that appeared on the town agenda. Her election attracted attention across the United States, and even overseas. The people who placed her name on the ballot wanted to prove that electing a woman would be ridiculous. Instead, they gave Susanna Salter the opportunity to demonstrate that a woman could lead completely calmly, competently, and effectively. Their prank did make a political point. It just made the opposite point from the one they had intended. Susanna never sought public office again. Though she remained interested in religious and political affairs, she lived until 1961 and then died shortly after 101st birthday. So here's the annals. Political maneuvering has the potential to pop the folks who perpetrate political pandering and posturing right in the proboscis, or the posterior. But there is a more important lesson. We should not decide what someone can accomplish based on the assumptions of the age, the expectations of society, or the limitations other people place on them. Susanna Salter did not ask to be placed on that ballot. But when the opportunity appeared, she did not shrink from it. She said yes. She stepped forward. And she did the job well. So, when an unexpected opportunity arrives, even one disguised as somebody else's bad joke, do not be afraid to ask, am I capable of doing this? And when the answer is yes, take the opportunity, make the most of it, and do some good. And that's it. An ounce, submitted for your consideration.